The War Scourge is coming back. What do you need to do to get ready to get your stars on Red Hulk? There's a player-friendly event that just ended and another one on the way. Are we in Bizarro World in Marvel Strike Force right now? But you should still be hoarding everything because of these unannounced events. We're discussing this and more with my brother Run7. So if you're ready for that, brother Run7, tell him what to do.
Let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello, Valley Maniacs. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. ValleyFlyin, I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're ready for Red Hulk. We're discussing his event and a lot more in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. We do this every single weekend. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content with news videos, gameplay, tips, tricks, everything to help your Marvel Strike Force experience. And this week, I am joined by my brother Run7. How are you, Run?
Great, what's up, Valley?
What is up? I gotta thank you, and I gotta apologize to everyone if the audio sounds a little different. My mixer broke yesterday, and I wasn't even sure we're gonna do this news video, and Run was here for the last minute, so thank you for being available. How have you been, my friend?
I've been doing great.
How's the holidays been treating you?
They were pretty good. Got to spend some time with family, relax a little bit. Took some time off of MSF. Well, not MSF, but making content for MSF.
Okay.
Get back. You can't put down your phone.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You can't put down your phone.
You got to take every opportunity to hoard those materials, you know?
Yes. So, have you hoarded enough for Red Hulk? Because he is coming back. He's coming back today. His event is coming back today.
Well, I'm kind of a little bit nervous. I didn't do as good as I wanted to the first time around on Red Hulk. He turned out to be a little bit squishier than I expected, and I wish I would have got another star on him. And so I'm going to be pushing a little bit harder. The problem is that the first time around, I invested in the Asgardians, and that's what kind of carried me through. And now we know that it's more like maybe Thor, but you can invest in some others instead. Yeah. And so I'm kind of at this point where I don't know, do I want to push my hero Asgardians, which everybody is telling me is probably going to be a waste, or do I want to go back into some of those other teams and do like select tunes? And I'm not really sure. I kind of feel like I already invested in the hero Asgardians. I might just bump them up another notch and see how I do.
Yeah, I think the best thing you're going to get out of the potential Scourge value, because they don't hold very good on War defense. They don't hold very good on Crucible defense. So I'm not sure what the point is if they're not even valuable in Scourge right now. But there are certain characters, like you mentioned, Thor, that's very good. Now, just out of curiosity, as you can see, I only got a 5-star in my Red Hulk last time. What did you get on your Red Hulk?
I got 5 stars. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll
I really wanted to push for that 6th.
I wanted to too, but I think I'm going to push this time. Hopefully I could get a 6, or I think I will get a 6, but hopefully I could get a 7, get them done. And with these pieces here that are in the milestones that we're going to talk about, hopefully I could get a very, very strong Red Hulk. Now, any last minute prep that you are doing, because as we see in this blog post, this event starts a little later today. So as you are watching this, the event may already be going on. Is there any last minute prep that you're recommending, not just for the Heroes, Guardians, or Wave 1 Avengers, but for some of these other nodes that might be challenging for people, like some of these skill nodes or some of the Avengers nodes? What are you doing other than your Hero Asgardians or Wave 1 Avengers?
So I'm not doing anything else because my catching point was the Asgardians. I think it was Node 5 that was causing me the problems. And so that's really what I'm looking at. And it'll probably be, I'm going to bring up my Green Hulk is what I'm going to pour into, because that's a safe place to invest for that. The rest of my roster was doing just fine. So, and my motto is, if it ain't broke, don't build it.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Now, are you going to push for a 6, or are you trying to get a 7 on this run?
That's going to beat my old score. Whatever that was, I'll take a look at some of the old videos and stuff, and I'll just see what my old score was and try and beat that, which shouldn't be hard, because if I remember right, I was just busy during that event. It came at a time when things were going on and I couldn't push hard. I think I only did 2 attempts at it. One to get in and one to really lock in like a decent high score, which turned out to not be that good. So I should have no trouble beating my old score, especially since I've built up some of my roster. I'll go back and check out some of the other content creator videos and stuff and see what I can do to really maximize my gameplay. But of course, remember, when these events come back around, a lot of people aren't pushing as hard because maybe they got real high stars on it or something like that. So the second time around, you don't have to push hard. Third time around is even better because there's a lot of people who aren't even in that bracket anymore. They get removed. So I'm hoping that it'll just naturally, just organically get a better score.
I hope so as well. Or, hey, if you don't want to push on this event, guys, you know, based on what we did with Morgan Le Fay and with Rogue, that you could buy some shards for him or get some shards and orbs for this character. So if you don't want to push, no worries on that one. But we do have another event for Red Hulk coming in, and it is this War Scourge event. We finally have a timer on this, and that is when you could get that awakened abilities for Red Hulk. If you have a Gamma team strong enough, you could get that new costume for Red Hulk. What are you looking to do with this? Are you just looking to get the awakened abilities for Red Hulk, or do you have your Gamma team all the way at gear 17 with all that ISO 8 on them ready for the hardest level of this War Scourge?
The costume isn't important to me, so I didn't want to waste any teal gear going there. I do really want those awakened abilities, though. I think those are going to be important.
Yeah.
We've got, you've got a huge focus boost coming out of his passive, and then you've got the removing the revives on the adjacent, which I don't know if that's going to completely remove Dorm from the arena. Dormammu is still an incredibly powerful character with his stun, his charges, his team heal, all that stuff. But that is really going to take the wind out of his sails, the team revives. And the way that we place our characters on defense is going to change up altogether too in the arena. So I think this is going to be pretty impactful, and I'm definitely going to be pushing for it. I think it's really important.
Now, what do you think this is going to do to the arena meta? Is this going to change up the teams we use? Do you think Dormammu, like you said, is going to fall totally out of the meta? Because now we got 3 horsemen with awakened abilities, or after this event we'll have 3 horsemen with awakened abilities: Red Hulk, Morgan Le Fay, and Rogue. Are we going to see that combination, those 3, and then maybe a Weaver and Dormammu or something else as far as arena meta, or is it going to still be diverse in your opinion?
The arena meta always surprises me. I'm never able to guess what's coming next. And then, you talk to different people that are in newer arenas and things like that, and what's going on in there. I hear people, there's still Eternals being used in the arena. There's still people running full Darkhold in some arenas, in these newer ones. So you never know. But at the top where this is coming into play, I think Dormammu's the one who's going to be dramatically impacted. Also, I think that focus boost is going to change things with MLF. It's going to take out some of that RNG, which, that's going to help a lot. Also, there was, we'll get to floor 94 in the tower, but there's RNG going on in there. And so that focus boost is pretty huge. So, I mean, for sure, you're going to see Red Hulk everywhere with his awakened ability, but who people are putting on defense now that Red Hulk is going to be on offense too, that's going to be questionable. And I just don't know. Like I said, arena always surprises me, and it's fun for me. I avoid all the videos on how to because I like going in and experimenting and seeing what works and figuring it out for myself. So I'm looking forward to this coming into the game.
Yeah, that is a cool game mode that you can experiment with, unlike Crucible or War, where it's like final with all that stuff. Now,
gotta get it right.
You do. It's so frustrating. It's, you make one wrong move in a battle, like, oh shoot, that screwed up the whole Crucible thing. I could have went 2-0, or I could have won that match, but yeah, one wrong move does that. Now you. Oh, I'm sorry. What is it?
Now, Valley, are you using all 5 of your arena attacks every day since that?
Nope.
Since we don't have to do arena, I just kind of make sure I'm in the top 20 usually.
Oh,
and a lot of times things get slow in the arena, and I won't even have to do an attack, and I'll be like, this is great. I'm just not going to bother. I'm curious how fast and furious things are going to get as people start unlocking this awakened ability.
I am as well. I feel like in my arena shard, a lot less people are attacking during that. So I'm a little more conservative than you. I'm making sure that I'm inside the top 50. If I'm inside top 50, I'm happy. If I fall out, I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta do some attacks. So like the next day I'll do like 3 attacks, and then I'll be back to doing like 1 or 0 for most of the time. You're
in one of the original arena shards, aren't you? One of those day 1 arena shards.
Yeah, it was in a beta shard, so mobile gamers in that shard. There's a few other long-time content creators in that shard. Now, you did mention this focus boost for Red Hulk, so I do wanna ask you about Morgan Le Fay, because one of the reasons Morgan Le Fay had that skirmish skirmisher tag was because of the focus. Everybody looked at her kit and said, yes, Striker's the best class for Morgan Le Fay. But a lot of people put Skirmisher because they need that extra focus. Do you think this switches her class back to Striker now that they're going to get some extra focus from Red Hulk?
I'm already running mine as a striker, and
you're advanced already.
This just helps encourage that ISO class. And this is something we have to watch out for too, because Archangel's next. He's the one that's going to get the awakened abilities, and we don't know what those are. What are they going to put into Archangel's kit that's going to change him and make him differently and affect the ISOs that we're using on a team? And they could literally put anything they want into his awakened ability. And a lot of people are complaining that Archangel doesn't even feel that amazing, and that maybe even Nemesis should have been the legendary character because he seems like one of them. But I don't know. I mean, I got the red stars on my Archangel now, and he's hitting pretty hard. He's definitely legendary, and his passive ability, of course, for raids and stuff. But I'm curious to see how that changes.
Based on this passive ability, everything it says Death Seed, just put Horseman in there as well. That's right. So he's going to have that. He's going to be healing. He's going to get more armor, crit chance. They're all going to get that stuff. And I'm not sure if it's a special that goes to Death Seed. Yeah, so he's going to give clear negative effects with his special for not just Death Seed, but Horseman as well. So that's just based on what they did with Morgan Le Fay and Rogue and Hulk. That's what it should be for Archangel. But I want to talk about another character that everyone got and is in the arena meta right now, the 4,000 Weaver shards.
Not everyone.
You're right. Everyone Strike Pass 3 and above at the time that this went out got 4,000 Weaver shards. I still hope they're gonna retroactively give those back to 1 and Strike Pass 1 and 2. But since it's been so long, do you think they're gonna retroactively give 4,000 to those players as well?
No, there's two different ways they can go about it. They could put her into a calendar for new players like they did. I think it was Captain Marvel a while back. Different characters that they kind of advertise, hey, come play Marvel Strike Force and you'll get this really good character if you play for 30 days.
Yeah.
And that's something that they could do to really promote this game. And none of us are going to care because we already got her, you know. It'll let new players jump in and really compete. And then everybody who's under Strike Pass 3 or whatever, missed out on those shards, could get in on that calendar. And that would really level out the playing field and draw people to the game. But I don't know if they're going to do that. They might just start selling her offers like crazy to everybody else who wants to get her and get up to the level. But it really sucks for people who are at commander level 69 and in arena shards where there's lots of people between 65 and 75 in their arena shard, and now they're going up against 7-star weavers and they barely unlocked theirs, and it does, that is not fair gameplay at all. And it's frustrating to me that they're not even talking about it. They just avoid that conversation altogether. Yeah,
that was mentioned a lot. They handled it right away for people in Strike Pass 3, but did nothing for Strike Pass 1 and 2 to make the playing field even. But I guess it would still suck if you're like a new player today and you're like, oh, I don't have any of these stuff. But as far as what this 4,000 shards has done to the arena meta, what have you noticed it doing to the arena meta? Has it affected it at all, in your opinion, from what you've seen?
My Red Hulk doesn't accidentally kill her on the opening move, and that's fantastic. It's almost working better for me in Crucible, or in Arena when I use him into her, and he smashes her the first time and it removes the revive, and he smashes her the second time and she goes away and she doesn't revive, and that's fantastic. Whereas before, a smaller Weaver would die on that first hit and just be revived, and that was frustrating. So it works out better for me, but as people decide, hey, the only difference between my Weaver and everybody else's Weaver is how many red stars is on her. I mean, she's that strike character, so we've got to put the teal gear on her. Yeah. So I am going to take her to 7 red stars as soon as possible. We got her before we were supposed to. I think she's got a lot of long-term viability. Her technique is completely unique from anybody else's. We're using her everywhere. She's powerful everywhere. So I'm going 7 red stars. Now,
you're going 7 red stars. Is that something you're recommending as well? Or is that just something you're doing and everybody do what they want?
I think it's a safe bet, and I have trouble recommending 7 red stars on anybody.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, you come across a character that's really powerful. and that you have access to, like a Gamora, or if I would have known how powerful Kestrel was going to be, I would have probably got red stars on her a long time ago, because she's still being used a lot. So when you know that a character is powerful, that those red stars are going to be powerful, and that she's going to stay in the meta for a long time, that's when you want to capitalize on it. We got her ahead of schedule. She's incredibly powerful. She has a very unique maneuver. She has a 3-man team, so we could be seeing other Tangled members come to her team doing things. I think there's a lot of possibility for her in the future. So I'm going 7. Do what you want. Definitely go 6. I think everybody can agree that 6 is great.
Yeah.
But I think that 7 is a safe bet as well.
All right, I like it. And eventually going to need to, and you're going to build her up anyway. She's a horseman. She's required, or she's not a horseman, but she's required for Apocalypse. She's in that strike team required. So you're going to have to build her up anyways. You're making me think maybe I should do that 7-star on her. So Weaver is good, and we got a good event going on right now in the game. This War Zone Milestones, which I did the calculations, and I thought, oh, this is a pretty friendly event, but we're getting 2 for every energy that we spend. We're getting 2 Gamma Bomb Orb Fragments. I did my calculations based on 1, so this is even friendlier than I thought. What are your overall thoughts of this War Zone Milestone?
Oh, I'm liking it so far. I think that at first they said select campaign nodes, and I was like, oh no. Everybody I was farming for whatever reason happens to have those orbs in there. So I'm like, great, I can just keep doing my regular farms, and it's working for this event. It gives me more, it's just more bonus stuff. And I think it's great.
And I think all of the Doom chapters are included in this. All the hard heroes chapters are included, and I think all the hard villains chapters are included on this as well. And guys, if you want to confirm, if there's other nodes that you're not sure, if you want to go, make sure you go into your Gamma Bomb orbs, you open them, and get some good stuff. But when you look in here, you open, go find, you can see all of the campaign nodes that have this stuff. And if you look here, we have some of the newer nodes, we have a lot of the Doom nodes. I think there's all of them, and we have all, I think, of all the heroes and all the hard villains as well. So very, very good selection that they do this. Remember back in the day when they did these events, it would be like nodes and you'd be farming stuff that you didn't need. Yeah, that was horrible.
That's worse. Honestly, they put so many nodes with this Gamma Bomb shards in it that I don't know why they just didn't do every node with it. So yes. I don't know. So I don't know. I'm not as in touch with the new players as I should be. So I don't know if this is as useful for new players coming to the game right now. They might be farming some of those earlier nodes, and they need a character. They need something that doesn't have them in it. But for sure, the late game players, this is great.
Yeah, I think it's a very, very good thing that did it. Now, there's also some Blitz milestones associated with this. And as far as the calculations with this, it looks to complete all the Blitz milestones over on the web. 4 rotations per day or less. That's going to give you 36,000 points, which is 18 of these orbs, which, again, pretty friendly. I think the cutoff for me on these Blitz events, if they're really, really grindy or friendly, is at 4. If you have to do more than 4 rotations, it's pretty grindy. I don't like it. If it's less than 4 rotations per day, I think it's pretty friendly. What's your opinion on these Blitz milestones?
So normally with Blitz milestones, if it's a good event, if the rewards are good, I'll set a 2-hour timer, and if I'm free when the timer goes off, I'll do the Blitz. If not, I don't. That's as hard as I ever push for anything.
Okay.
Most of the time, like for this event, I think I'm in that rare bracket because I was extreme hoarder, and we'll talk about that later. But because I did extreme hoarding and saved over the Blitz credits from the Sif Blitz and everything.
Yeah.
I think I make that bracket where I only have to do 2 rotations a day or something like that, and I can pretty much clear it. But that's because I saved everything. So, but yeah, I think 4 rotations gets everything done. You don't have to worry about it. You just play the game normally, and 4 rotations a day isn't a big ask for this.
Yeah, and especially on a day like today when we have all these challenges in the game that we get all this extra Blitz energy, way easier to do extra wins and things like that. So, how many have you done so far? I think I've done 3 rotations. So, I guess I'm averaging a little less than
today.
2,000.
I'm definitely slacking today. I don't know where I'm at on the.
I know. I've done 3 so far. That's all I've gotten.
Oh, you know what?
Rotations.
I'm on milestone 14. I remember now. I'm on milestone 14 last time I checked. So
okay.
I'm right where you are.
Okay, so yeah, I haven't even done my full 4, and we're most of the way there already. So yeah, very, very good event. Is it confusing that we're playing Marvel Strike Force with 2 like really, really friendly events in a row?
Yeah, it does feel unusual, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Now, one of the good things about this event, one of the big scarcities that I have in the game is these catalysts, this teal catalyst, and especially this one here. If we scroll all the way to the top, it's very easy to find because Archangel needs it. He doesn't have that. It's all these focus catalysts. Now, Pathfinder was on last week. He was missing a lot of this stuff too. We're talking to chat this morning. They were missing a lot of these focus catalysts in particular. How are you with your focus catalyst? Is it just me, Pathfinder, or someone in the chat, or are you missing this stuff as well? Is this a game thing that we're going through?
I think I have over 2,000 of those teal.
Okay.
Let me.
What are you not upgrading your characters? Why do you have so much?
No, I'm going through. In fact, I asked you about it the other day. I was going through it and trying to find those teal catalysts, and trying to find the stuff that I missed. Yeah, okay, I have 1,100 of the teal catalysts.
Okay.
And so I was kind of looking through it, and I don't know why, because we've got 3 different nodes that we can farm them on. We got Doom 4.5, Heroes 4.3, and Villains 3.9, all of which contain those bonus Gamma Bomb orbs, by the way.
Yep.
And so we can farm those, and they're appearing in the store. Although here's the thing. I noticed that they rarely appear in the store, and I don't want to spark off some conspiracy nonsense with appearance rates or drop rates or anything like that. But I'm almost never buying them out of any of the stores that they appear in. So I don't know what's up with that, but they just don't seem to show up for me. So maybe there's something there, but I think it's just that we have, anytime that there's an influx of characters or something like that, then it happens, and we're all trying to push the teal gear on our different horsemen and stuff. We've got an event coming up where you want to have your Gamma team all in their teal gear, and you want to, all the different things. So people are adding gear and running out. And I think that's just how it goes. So if this is intentional, I don't think so. If they even realize it's happening, then they're going to capitalize on it by selling us offers and not really doing anything about it.
All right, so yeah, this could be one of the major bottlenecks here. I didn't notice this was a bottleneck until I started building up Archangel. I'm like, wait, I'm running out of this one piece in particular. I didn't notice it was popping up in my store, but ever since Archangel was released and I started building them up, I've been looking in every store. I don't see this stuff. This doesn't pop up for me a lot. So I think the only place I can farm that is, or get some of this, is in these, or opening these orbs, which I gotta be very selective which orbs I open, because we got some surprise milestones. And I was opening a lot of my raid credits so I could get some of this raid gear. But we got a surprise milestone based on raids. We got this, the Raid of Fortune event. It started a couple days ago, or it starts tomorrow, and you're gonna get shards for Rebirth, Bionic Avengers, and Death Seed. Now, there's a couple ways to look at this. Like, this is a unplanned event. We need to sort, this is a scam, or this is some free stuff. So I guess the way to look at it, if you're trying to get all these milestones and you want to complete every single milestone in a game, this feels bad. But if you're just looking at, hey, I could get milestone 6 or 7 and not do anything other than what I'm doing, it's just free stuff. How do you interpret this Raid of Fortune event?
I'm not sweating it because my mailbox is full. I learned my lesson. I hoard everything now. Yes. So I'm loaded with those raid credits in my mailbox. I'm ready for this event. I'm going to be pushing to get those US agent shards. It doesn't faze me a bit.
Milestone 18. Wow, you're going hard on this one.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. So if any free-to-play player is in a position to go hard on this, it's me, and I'm going to be pushing my best. I'll let you know how far I get, but I definitely want to go as hard as I can.
I kind of learned my lesson from the last one as well. I was saving all of my raid rewards, and then I ran out of that focus catalyst. So I was like, I need some teal focus catalyst. Let me open some of these. I'm crossing my fingers that there wasn't a raid event coming up, and there was a raid event coming up. So I guess I just gotta be patient. Don't build up characters. Hold off of that focus catalyst and just hoard everything in case we get an event like this coming up. But yeah, the way I interpret this, I'm not going to get all this stuff because I opened some raid stuff. It's not a good feeling. I don't like that they do this. But I do got to give a shout out to Archangel because apparently he got this last minute as well. And he was really pushing for this blog to be released sooner than later. So we have a few extra days to prep rather than getting this last minute. So good stuff.
And you know what? I mean, Reddit's blowing up over this. They're so angry and everything. And I'm like, you guys, you just know this is the game that we play. We hoard now. And I mean, I don't know what to tell people, but it's not changing. Scopely's not doing anything about it. They're not messaging us about any changes coming. They said a long time ago that they don't want people hoarding. And I've heard people say that they secretly do want us to hoard, but I don't see how that works. I don't see how this benefits them. When people hoard things in their inventory, it makes it very hard for them to bring out new orbs, new materials to be used in game, because there's some of the player base which is going to just open up all of that stuff all at once and have kind of this huge leap ahead. So it's hard for them to control things when they have people hoarding. It would be in their best interest to do away with the mailbox the way it works. And instead, when we achieve a raid milestone or something, it just goes into our inventory.
No, I don't want that. I don't want that.
We receive a notice that says we got it. And you can't hoard, and that would be the end of it, and it would put everybody on an equal footing, and you wouldn't have to worry about what's in your mailbox.
Yeah, back in 2019, they had an Orb Avalanche event, and I was trying to find the exact message, the exact wording, and may have not been able to find it because it may have been posted in an Envoy chat. But back then, Cerebro said, hey, we don't plan to have these events going on. You could open all your orbs, and since then, we've had many hoarding events. Now, I don't think the intention of devs is to, hey, have the players hoard their stuff. I think they want us to be like, hey, you want to complete the event? Spend more money. But for the players that want to try to use their resources as value and get as much value from it as possible, you're gonna hoard. So I think that's kind of an unintended event of them trying to get more profits. But I'm not as upset about this as I was initially. But yeah, I don't like this. I don't like these unannounced events. If I'm gonna have to claim my stuff, then that's fine. Now, one of the big issues that this brings up is one of the bugs that's happened. This button right here. I don't want to actually accidentally.
Don't look at it, Valley. We shouldn't even be talking about it. It could just go off in your face. You never know.
All right, I'm gonna be brave here. Hopefully, it doesn't screw up everything. I did not hit it, guys. But we're talking about this claim all button where you get all your rewards claimed all. Now, how much of a problem is this claim all button when we're having these kind of events that I guess weren't designed to hoard, but effectively are getting us to hoard?
Right. How hard would it be for them to remove that button or put a secondary catch like, are you sure you want to do this message? Something like that. How hard would that be for them to do? I don't think it'd be very hard at all, but they aren't doing it. So I don't know. Maybe that's their solution to this problem, is that accidentally we claim all once in a while.
Yeah, accidentally. It's not just claiming it for us. It's we accidentally pushed it.
A lot of people are claiming that they didn't even touch the button and it just claimed all on them or something. I don't know. It's never happened to me, but
it happened to me twice. It hasn't happened in a long time, but it happened to me twice. And I know a lot of people. I know mobile gamers happened like recently, twice them as well. So it kind of sucks. And I think this was done because they have all these web milestones now. And if you look at it, when we claim these web milestones, there's like 20 new messages in our box. And I think it's designed for those. But there's other rewards like these raid completion milestones, these web milestones that I want to get the energy at certain times. I want to get these raid credits at certain times to get injection for some of these events. I think, I think what the best thing would be, if they, and this isn't my suggestion, many people have made this in the past, having an advanced option so you could turn this on, turn this off. And I think that'd be the easiest thing for this.
Yep.
All right. So hopefully they do that. Hopefully they're listening. Hopefully they take that word of advice. But we have a new character coming. We had an inbox message that this guy, Agent Venom is coming to Marvel Strike Force. And you know, G.I. Joe was a Marvel comic, so Snake Eyes is in the MCU. Or maybe not MCU, the Marvel universe, not the MCU, not the cinematic universe, but yeah. So what is your hype level right now for Agent Venom? We got the inbox message pretty recently that he is coming. What's your hype level for this team to be able to complete that Rebirth team?
So I'm going to be pushing into 3.4, 60%, and hopefully soon 3.5.
Okay.
I need the Rebirth team to do that. My 1 million Web Warriors is not cutting it anymore. So I'm pretty hyped about the Rebirth team. Their stats are amazing. They are at 4x4. They do what Web Warriors do at 7x4. They got great stats, and they work in a different way. It looks like a fun team. This Agent Venom just looks fantastic. He looks like his ultimate, when it crits, double the damage. It just looks crazy good. I'm excited for the team. I don't think that many people need to be building this team. Of course, everyone should always get as many stars on new characters as they possibly can when they come out. But I think for a lot of people, if you have a 900 or 1 million Web Warriors and you're in 3.3 or below, you're going to be just fine. There's no rush to, get this team going. But man, they look like a lot of fun to me, so I'm excited about it. And I think this guy just looks crazy cool to me. Okay, I do wish the symbiote tag was more valuable than just being there.
Yeah, maybe down the road it'll mean something. It might be there like the Madeline Pryor passive that mentions Phoenix. Has nothing to do with what they're trying to do, but just gives it kind of that flavor to give that in there. Now, I do have a question. I got a question for you. You mentioned the Web Warriors in Doom. I'm using the Web Warriors and Gamma. Are you also using the Gamma team in Doom?
Yeah, with little success. I see a lot of people say that they use Gamma to get through Node 2.
Yes.
And I have gotten through Node 2 with my Gamma team, and I've also failed just as often. So I usually just kind of, I go into Node 2 with my Web Warriors because I got pretty decent at getting through it with the Web Warriors.
Okay.
And then if they fail, then I just go in with Gamma and clean it up. Like I'll back out quick before I lose everybody, and then I'll go in with Gamma and clean it up. And that's usually what I do. But I'm seeing a lot of other people using the Rebirth team with Red Hulk. We see a lot of those videos out there. Rebirth team with Red Hulk in raids, and they're crushing it.
Oh, Rebirth and Red Hulk. That's even better. Now, what I did with my Rebirth, I'm not sure if this will help you. They should be all healers for the raids. Now, I'm kind of lazy to switch Red Hulk back and forth, but I got ISO 8-4 and all these characters on their normal things, but for the raids, healer has helped. Once I did switch their ISO 8, they were reliably cleaning up that node. Now, not always one-shotting it. They're pretty. A lot of times I have to have the Web Warriors come and clean up like 1 or 2 characters, but they're getting all the way through Dark Phoenix and beating that stuff.
Well,
with the Gamma
I need to
team,
try that then, because I set up the ISO Blue 3 healer for the entire team for a Crucible defense, because I like running them as all healers in Crucible, especially when you pull Red Hulk off the team and throw in like Captain America or something for a different defense. And they work great as all healers. They're really stubborn, and people underestimate that. So since I've already got that ISO, I'm going to try and take them through the raids.
Try to do next Doom raid. Try to do the next Doom raid. I gotta thank Juicy, who's always on stream, and is leader in my alliance for helping me with that. He's the one that told me how to beat that node there. But let's get back to this
the community assistance crew there. Yeah.
He's like the most valuable member of the community that's not a content creator, I think, right? Yeah. Why isn't he making more content? He's freaking awesome. All right, but with that said, if your Web Warriors and Gamma are fine in the Doom raids right now, what is the actual Rebirth? What is the actual value of Rebirth right now? Obviously, in the future, they're going to be the main team. They're better than the Web Warriors for the raids. What is their value right now in the raids? And outside of the raids?
It'd be pure luxury. If you don't need them for 3.4 and 3.5, then they're pure luxury. I think that they're going to be a decent Crucible defense, not totally beatable, of course, totally beatable, but I think that they're going to soak up a lot of attacks, so you're going to have to hit them very hard to make them go away. Captain America blocking for 105% of the time, which is just ridiculous. It's kind of weird. At first I was going over the stats and I was like, that's funny. Captain America's health bar is the smallest of the team, and then I was like, oh, he's blocking everything.
Yeah, he never gets hit.
Always has defense up. Like that, he essentially has the largest health bar on the team because of the way the damage is coming into him. So I think this team is going to soak up a lot of attacks in Crucible and be useful on defense. And of course, new stuff on defense always does well because people aren't certain how to beat it. We're seeing the Death Seed on defense a lot, and as that team got big, we're seeing that do really well. And I think as Pathfinder was telling us that you at the 1 million level, you need to be punching across with Infinity Watch for it to work. You don't want to start be punching up anymore because it's such a good team. So I'm curious. No one thought that the Death Seed team was going to do that well in Crucible. And everybody's like, oh, this team isn't going to do that great. And I'm like, I don't know. That's a lot of blocking and a lot of healing and some pretty big stats on this team.
All right, well, I'm building up one of these characters right now, and that's Captain America because he's a Wave 1 Avenger for this Scourge event. The rest of them, I'm holding. I'm trying to get as many red stars and gold stars in them as possible, and then holding off for right now. And Winter Soldier's already built up because of the Omega Red requirement there. Now, we talked about some of these events going on right now. This pretty friendly. This one that ended was also pretty friendly. If we look at this had some milestone rewards. I got milestone 22, and I did my war tax. I didn't spend a lot. War tax, I didn't need to do 14 attacks. It wasn't that crazy. And Crucible, all I pretty much needed to do was win. How did you do on this? And did you do better than you thought you would just with grinding?
No, I didn't do as good as I wanted to do. I really wanted those Dark Beast shards, and I didn't get near it.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, I was 1,000 points away from clearing milestone 24. That sucks.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
1,000 points.
Oh, you could have spent
24. I was nowhere near Dark Beast.
You could have spent 1,000 more gold. Oh.
No, I couldn't have Valley because I spent all my gold trying to get there.
Oh, okay.
And remember, you can open up those Blitz orbs, I think it is. Yeah, the Blitz orbs, they have like, for every 10 that you pop in there, you get 50,000 gold. And a lot of us end up stacking up those Blitz orbs because there just isn't the later players, we don't have a lot of reason to open those. Yeah, so if you need gold for a gold spending event, that's one orb that you can hoard for these things.
That's a good suggestion. I forgot all about my Blitz orbs because I don't really open them.
Yeah, I forgot about it too. And I was like, oh, wow. And I clicked the pop 10 and I was like, 50,000 gold. And that's like the stand. You get like 48,000 every time you pop 10.
Yeah. So, okay. That's a good one. I'm going to remember that next time I need that because I got a lot of these Blitz orbs here. How many do I have? Just out of curiosity. Oh my goodness. It's not even all doing all this stuff. I got 180 there. I got 180 Blitz orbs. Yeah. So that's a lot of gold that I could get. Now, the other thing that we had as far as orbs was this tower orb associated with this tower event. Now, in my opinion, I think tower is fun game mode. I like that grind, I like that chase, but you don't really get anything from it because this orb is pretty crap. You have some older characters here. I think all of them are farmable except for Valkyrie right now. At the time it was released, this was an awesome orb. What are your thoughts on tower mode itself and this orb? What needs to be done to make it a little more appealing?
The orbs were totally forgettable. I opened mine and I don't remember what I got. There wasn't anything interesting in them. I remember opening them going, this is nothing. This is pointless. I enjoy tower mode. It's a fun game mode for me. It's frustrating when you haven't trained yourself how to exit a match and you accidentally drop down. I think they need to work on that. They need to put something like, why do you just automatically drop down if you click the wrong button? That seems kind of, I don't know. I think it'd just be more fun if they just asked you, do you want to drop down or do you want to retry?
I think some people want to do that on purpose so they could climb up again and get more of these raid orbs. Right,
but they don't want to do it accidentally. Nobody wants to accidentally do it. So that's the problem. So that part bothers me, but I've trained myself to watch for it. I've trained myself, rule number 1, check the sim button. Do you want to be simming this floor or do you want to be doing it manual? And then I climbed up to floor 94, and that's the other problem is floor 94 was a nightmare for a lot of people and a cakewalk for a lot of people simply because on their first try they got great RNG, the ability blocks landed, the stuns landed, whatever, and they were able to destroy that team. You had to use a powerhouse to get through it.
Yeah.
But if you got the right RNG, you walked right through it and made it look simple. And there were a lot of us that did not get through it.
Did you get through it?
Nope, I did not. I tried it 3 times and I said, forget this.
I didn't get through it. I attempted it 0 times. It was the last day we got to 94 because I forgot a few days. So we got to 94 the last day. I'm like, yep, I don't have any teams anymore. I'm done. What do you think would be needed to improve tower mode? Is it simply improving this orb, or are there some other changes other than dropping down that you would implement to improve that game mode?
Well, I tend to like these. I think climbing the tower to a very high level is more of a fun thing for people with massive rosters, for the Krakens and things like that. I was watching Dorky Dad get to #1, and that was an exciting one to watch as he's jumping out of his seat. It was entertaining content to watch.
I gotta go back and watch that. I missed that.
So I mean that's fun to climb the tower and do that challenging play. So I don't care about the rewards at the high end. What I would like to see is those people who are not able to climb the tower could maybe replay lower floors a lot to get more orbs and have useful stuff in those orbs, so that they're not having these amazing matches on floor 99 or something like that, but they are having fun popping a whole bunch of orbs that have some decent things coming out of them. And I think then they'd be like, okay, it was worth my time going over floor 63 5 or 6 different times to really max out my benefit from tower. So the rewards weren't great. I'm not the guy to ask on how to fix rewards, but we all know that the rewards were not the reason to play this game mode.
No, it's if you like this game mode, you played it. If you didn't like this game mode and you didn't play it, hey, the good thing is you're not missing out on too much. Now,
most people just simmed through the first couple of floors until they kind of hit the ceiling, and then they're like, I'm done.
Yeah, and especially now that we have more teams, more save squads than when it initially came out. One thing I've heard suggested is making the damage cumulative. So on that floor 94, for example, if you go in, you have some bad RNG, your team dies, you don't lose the floor, but you also keep the damage, which means the next day you could go in with another team and add more than 100 floors, because obviously it's going to be easier to get to a higher rank without dropping ranks and all that stuff. Do you think that this would make it more fun, or it's going to be fun then and it's still fun now?
I think that sounds like a great improvement to this game mode, and it's never going to happen because it requires too much work on Scopely's part. And if the rumors about an endless wave mode is true, that's what they're working on right now. They're not going to take time away from that. They're going to just keep recycling tower with a few new changes to some of the floors as new characters come out. And that's going to be about it. But yeah, I think cumulative damage would be really cool. There was some other suggestions, I think, on Reddit that they do some different things that could improve this game mode. They either need to do that to tower and then improve on some of these rewards, or they need to make a really good new game mode that comes out and then not have so much of the stuff overlapping so that we're not destroying ourselves on screen time, because there's a lot of, Crucible matches are taking up a lot of my time. Tower took up so much of my time this go around. I was like climbing the floors, and both me and my wife were sitting in bed playing tower and like, whoa, we're finally done. And then we check in our mailbox and there's the extra energy and we're like, oh, we got to go back in and clear that too. And it was just like, we're so done playing Marvel Strike Force because it's just so much screen time. So they got to make sure that these events don't overlap so much, that they're fun and that people enjoy them, or they at least have a very good reason to invest that kind of screen time.
Yeah, there's a couple different changes, and I hope they make something, either to the orb, the game mode, or both. I think that would be ideal. And then
the cumulative would allow them to climb higher so that smaller rosters could get a little further and get more of the rewards. But honestly, the rewards aren't that great no matter what floor you land on.
Nah, they would have to make some wholesale changes, but I do like the framework of this entirety. All right, according to Assault, I didn't notice that this got updated. Did you notice that some of these got updated? Some of the challenges?
I heard they got worse and then they got a little bit better.
Yeah, so it's been at this milestone it's been on these numbers for a while. They were very, very easy when we first got them. Then they got a little worse. Then they were in the state that we're in for a while, and then it got slightly better. So if we go into the game right now, we see that milestone 20 is 140,000. That used to be 141,000. It used to only be 100 way back in the day, though. So it's not as good as it used to be. Milestone 19 also got downgraded. So instead of needing 122,000 points, now it needs 100,000 points. And milestone 18 was 103,000. Now it's 82,000. Do you think that this is enough to make a lot of these alliances that aren't having that full participation? Is that enough to give them all the rewards, or do you think more changes are needed? Do you think it should be reverted all the way back to where it was in day one?
I'm not I'm not happy with coordinated assault. I don't like any of these game modes that so heavily rely on 24 members of your alliance to do everything they need to do. Yeah. It's too tight. I think maybe they were trying to throw us a bone here by dialing it back a little bit and making it easier. Like, okay, 22,000 difference in milestone 19. That's something. 1,000 difference in milestone 20. Who cares? That's nothing. Like if I was short 1,000, I'm just gonna whip out the cores for my alliance and get us there. But it's just so I don't think that they didn't do the right thing here. What they need to do is take a real look at the pressure that they're putting on alliances to perform. I mean, think about the raid keys. Have you ever you log in at the game when your alliance has said, hey, we start raids at this time of the day or whatever. So you log in and you're waiting for raids to start and you're short 100 keys and you're waiting for somebody else to show up and do it, and no one can do it. Like, why not let every player be able to get a few more keys? So, because I would go back in and spend some energy. I would use some of the energy saved in my mailbox and go get some more keys for us.
I like where you're going. I want to go even further. Get rid of the keys. Screw the keys. Make it the auto refresh that people were stuff. Keys, I think, were necessary back in the day, but when raids were like the only thing, raids and blitz were the only thing they could do in the game. But now there's so much other stuff to do. Let's take a worry away. Screw the keys. I want it even further. I want it even further than that, Run 7.
But with coordinated assault, what I would like coordinated assault runs. I was told it's twice a week. This is something I very rarely pay attention to. Twice a month. Yeah. They need to dial it back by half. So if they're doing it twice a month, it needs to be once a month, because I need to be able to skip refreshing 50s on ISO energy once in a while and save up some cores. I need to be able to skip refreshing the 50s on regular campaign energy once in a while to save up on cores. I'm a free-to-play player now. I can't just go to the store and drop 100 on a bunch of cores now. So I need to be very careful. And this keeps coming, and it's like I can't catch my breath.
Yeah, I believe it was easier to do back in the day, and it was only one time a month. Now it's 2 times a month, and we're getting half the rewards on each time. So yeah, bring it back to once a month, lower the difficulty, and double the rewards instead of having it 2 times a month. I do like all this ISO 8 energy, so I don't want that to go away. So if they're going to bring it back to once a month,
if you remove the game mode, you've got to put those rewards back into the playstyles. So yeah.
He's going like, I thought they only once a month, and people are like, where's all our ISO 8 ions that we want? All right. We got another good thing that happened, and Dazzler is in the War Store right now. It may not be in your War Store. I haven't seen her yet, but chat this morning said that they have seen her in their War Store. Is she in your War Store, just out of curiosity?
I farmed her just before we started recording this. I went into the War Store nice. And she was in there along with 800 other characters in the War Store. So I was incredibly lucky that she appeared in one of those tiles. They really need to drop in 6 more character tiles, because those just don't ever come around enough. We got too many characters in there.
But they remove one every time they add one, don't they? Or did they stop doing that?
Sure doesn't feel like it. Sure doesn't feel like it. And when are we gonna get a War Orb, right? Shouldn't we have got Dazzler in like a War Orb so we could spend a ridiculous amount of war currency with a minimal chance of getting her in that?
It's gonna be before the 2023 first blog post, because that was announced in the second 2022 blog post, which came out October, November, so.
Right.
They have some time to do that. I was hoping it would come into this update, but they didn't mention that in update notes. But yeah, Dazzler is in there. She's a great character. She's a horseman character. You're gonna need her. So good stuff there. Last but not least, MODOK. Is MODOK coming to Marvel Strike Force is the big question. As we see the screenshot from the Ant-Man and Wasp trailer, Quantumania here, we see MODOK in the background there. Did you watch this trailer?
Yeah, I watched it. I think it looks great with the inception of Kang. This movie looks like one I will go see in theaters. I was on the fence about it, and this latest trailer really got me excited. It just looks like a lot of fun. So I'm going to go check it out.
Yeah, we were going to see it anyway because family loves the Marvel movies, so we always go see those in the theaters. But I was like, yeah, this one that we'll see. After this trailer, though, I was like, "Oh my goodness, I need to see this." They gave away some of the plot, like you talked about earlier, before we started recording. But I'm hyped now. I like that they gave away the plot. You know, the stuff, the reaction that I saw from Scott in this, the emotion that I saw. He's not just a funny man. He's like, look at it. Look at the angst on his face. Look at Kang there. He looks.
I like how they got
awesome.
Kang's face blue. How they were able to make his face blue and everything. Like I mean, that just looks amazing to me. So I'm real excited. I'm excited about Kang and what he's going to bring into the Marvel universe. If they're going to be bringing him to Marvel Strike Force in the future, I don't know. Of course, the big question is. Ever since you teased us by saying, hey, look, MODOK's in this trailer, and I got all excited about it, everybody's been wondering, okay, is MODOK going to come to Marvel Strike Force? And a lot of people are saying they don't have the capabilities to make that body texture, that skin in Marvel Strike Force. And I say to them, Rocket Raccoon. Yeah. That is completely different from any other character in Marvel Strike Force as far as the skin goes. And I'm thinking if they can put a little rocket floating around in there with his jetpack, why can't they put that fat little head with his little wiggly arms and legs?
Well, there was rumors back in 2020 that he was coming to the game, which is why some content creators were saying, build your ape, build your ape. He never came. So I'm wondering if the reason he didn't come was because they knew he was going to be in this movie and they were holding him off for now. There's word that he's already done. His model's already done. His kid is already done. I don't know if that's true or not, but it would make sense to have him come to the game. What is your opinion? Do you think MODOK, Kang are coming to the game? And if so, are they coming in ties to this movie? What are you thinking as far as timing of this?
I mean, every time some new TV show or Marvel movie comes out, everybody gets excited for the characters that are in that piece of material. So I think there's an even chance that he could come out. We have had MODOK rumors since the dawn of time, it feels like. They got rehashed during the Minion debacle because it was like, do we build our AIM team? Does this mean MODOK's coming? And now we've got Masters of Evil. I mean, he's around the corner. Now, the timing would fit of that Masters of Evil that you mentioned. Right. A tech Masters of Evil character makes for a lot of things that could really go. What about the next Crucible around the corner? What if there's some sort of throw out to Masters of Evil or tech characters or tech Masters of Evil characters? I mean, the Ultron bots got the Masters of Evil tag. I think there's a lot of things that could go into this. I think this is a very hyped character. I think that the AIM team, especially the actual Graviton and Scientist Supreme, they could definitely use some help. I don't care if they work the minions into it. I hope they don't, but I would like to see Masters of Evil synergy, and I would like to see synergy with some of the members of the AIM team.
Oh, I would like that. I didn't even think double. I was thinking more Masters of Evil, but if he gets AIM and Masters of Evil, that would be awesome.
Well, I mean, we got Rebirth and symbiotes with Agent Venom, and that's not really doing the symbiotes any favors.
I guess, okay, he'll have the AIM tag, but AIM will be okay.
I'd still like him to throw the tags out there. That would be at least something, you know. And of course, you have a 7 Red Star monstrosity, right? So you're probably hoping he comes and helps out those minions a little bit.
I'm hoping. I don't think it's going to happen, though. What do you think of Kang? Do you think he's going to be something tied to this movie, or is he something more like people are expecting? Is he the main bad guy of this Phase 5 that's coming up? And will he be the next Apocalypse? Will he be 2023's Apocalypse? I guess Apocalypse is not even in 2022. So will he be 2024's Apocalypse?
So my hope is that Ant-Man defeats Kang in a very embarrassing way to Kang and just disrupts his plans altogether. And then Kang says, I'm going to come back with a vengeance. And this movie is actually just a tease for Kang the Conqueror, because I think Kang the Conqueror is an amazing Marvel character. I'm super excited for him. I love the casting that they did with him. He's amazing to watch from the Loki TV series. I was very excited then. Yeah. I'm even more excited now with Ant-Man. So, I mean, I've never been a big fan of Ant-Man and Wasp, but the Kang the Conqueror in this movie is great, so I'm really looking forward to it. I hope that he does eventually become the big bad, as we like to say here, but he's definitely not coming anytime soon, so that's why I'm hoping that this movie is kind of a tease for him. Okay. And that later he comes back in like a big epic kind of Avengers style series, like a 3-piece. set where he's kind of the new Thanos, kind of replace how Thanos was in the whole Infinity War and stuff. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, because I would like to see him come to Marvel Strike Force, and it's too soon for him to make his entrance.
Yeah, I mean, that's where a lot of theories are ending, right? He's the main bad guy of this next few phases of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What it means for Marvel Strike Force, your guess is as good as mine, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think this means for Marvel Strike Force. Kang, MODOK, Will the Quantum team get a rework? You know, is that the right name? The one with Ant-Man and Wasp? Is that the
Quantum team? Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was the right name.
I don't know. Don't ask me names, man. I make stuff up as I go.
The team that has Ghost and Ant-Man and Stature and all that. Yeah, that team. Maybe they'll get a rework or something. All right, we'll see what happens. Anything else that you want to discuss, get out of your chest, or promote Run 7 before we get out of here?
Some people have been stealing the recap from me, and I'm very frustrated with it. So you should probably go check them out and see them, because I got my eye on Purple Sticky and Pathfinder going out there trying to steal my recap from me.
We don't want any drama. No drama on this stuff. All love. All right, though. I appreciate that you're available last minute, brother. You saved me. I'm sure the Valley Club appreciates us having this conversation instead of just me talking. So thank you, brother.
Thanks, man. It's great. I love coming on here.
I love you on as well. The Valley Club loves you as well. I see the comments. They love you.
I love the Valley Club. Those guys
they
are
love
great.
you. They love you, man. All right, brother. Links to his channel can be down below, guys. Make sure you subscribe. His YouTube channel, his Twitch channel does some awesome content. Very, very well spoken. I think that's my favorite thing about you. The way you say stuff, and you're very eloquent, so I love that. That's it, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. If you haven't checked me out on social media, check me out on social media. If you are into Marvel Snap, make sure you check out my Valley Snap channel. The link will be down below. And of course, make sure you check out Run 7. Have a great one, guys. Run, are you ready for this fist pump?
Always.
All right, here we go. ValleyFlyin, Run 7, out. Have a great one, guys.